Okay. Hello, Zoomers. And hello, everybody else that's here. Take a minute, just find yourself in your space. Come to a comfortable seat. Hands on your knees. Let your eyes drift closed. Stretch the top of the head up to the ceiling. And slow your breathing down. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Start to feel that little rasping sound in the back of your throat. The ujjayi breath. As much as you can, stay with that. Here, just seated in meditation. And when you're moving through the postures as well. The more you can stay tapped into your breath, the better you'll feel, the better you'll be in class and throughout the rest of your day. Relax your jaw. Bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Feel the energy start to connect from the tip of your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. Energizing the spine. The Sushumna, the central energy channel that runs up and down it. Inhale, fill your lungs all the way up to the top. Exhale, let everything go. Inhale, imagine the air and the energy that's carried on it flowing down into the lungs and then spreading out all the way to the tips of your fingers, all the way to the tips of your toes. Exhale, imagine that same breath flowing back up, out, exiting the body and carrying with it anything you don't need. Again, inhale, fresh air, oxygen, prana entering the body and energizing every single cell. Exhale, from the tip of the tailbone all the way back up, out, letting go. A couple more deep breaths here. If you notice any tension that you're holding on to physically, just let it slip away. Focus the breath. Slowly let your head hang forward, chin to chest. Feel the stretch down the back of your neck. Take your time, let your head roll to the right ear towards right shoulder. Feel the stretch through the left side neck, all the way down through your shoulder. Jaw relaxed, eyes closed. Take your time, let the head fall back to the center. Then slowly roll your head to the left ear towards left shoulder. Opening up the right side of your neck, breathe into the tight spots. Slowly let your head fall back to the center. Put your right hand on the center of the forehead and use it to help bring the head back up. Then with the eyes closed, let the head hang back. Just till you feel the stretch in the front of your neck. Doesn't have to be super far. Stretch your chin up towards the ceiling. And slowly back to center. Anything else you need, you can turn your head left and right, roll it around a few times. Just make sure that even roll the shoulders. Let's get everything nice and loose. And then, right hand on the floor next to you, take the left hand, stretch it up, out, and over to your right. If you're feeling pretty open today, you can bring the right elbow down to the floor and stretch through the left side body. If you'd rather keep that straight, that's great. Let the neck relax, let the head hang. Over towards the right side of it. Slowly stretch back up. Left hand down. Right arm up to the ceiling, stretch up. And reach all the way over to your left. If there's any tension hanging on in your neck, roll it around a few times. See if you can get rid of anything that's hanging on. Let your head hang, maybe down to the left elbow, maybe just balancing with a little bit of weight on the hand. Stretch the fingertips all the way towards the left side wall. Opening up the right side of the body. Breathe into the right side rib cage. Change. Back to the center. Legs out in front of you, lay on your back. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Forest yoga abdominals, legs straight up in the air. Spread the toes wide. See if you can create space between each toe. Push the balls of your feet straight up to the ceiling. Make sure the legs are perpendicular. Take in a deep breath. Press your lower back down into your mat. Exhale, lift your shoulders up. Send your elbows up to the ceiling. Shoulder blades off the floor. Curl your tailbone up and pull your lower belly down. Thighs contract. Balls of the feet push up to the ceiling. Keep the toes spread. Inhale, come back down. Hold the breath. Press your lower back down into the mat. Exhale, lift your shoulders up. Nice and slow movements. Send elbows up to the ceiling. Curl your tailbone off the floor. Make sure the legs are solid. Thighs contract. Good. Spread the toes wide. Curl the tailbone up and pull your lower belly down. Inhale, come back down. Hold the breath. Press lower back down so there's no gap under your lower back. Exhale, shoulders up. Good. Curl up off the floor. Try to get the shoulder blades off the floor. Pull the lower belly down. Press the balls of the feet up to the ceiling. Curl the tailbone up. Belly button in and down. Inhale, release. Bend your knees. Put your feet on the floor. Bridge pose. Hands reach down to touch your heels. Take a deep breath. And slowly push your hips up to the sky. Close your eyes. Slow your breathing down. Whatever bridge pose is comfortable for you today, whatever you're working on. Little adjustments if you need them. If you can, spread your toes, even here, active feet. So the balls of the feet push into the floor, but the toes spread out, maybe even lift up off the floor. Nice. Hips push up to the ceiling. Knees press away from shoulders. Create more space down the front line of your body. Close your eyes. Tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Relax your jaw. Inhale, push the hips up. Good, Myra. Exhale, stretch the knees towards the front wall. Slow the breathing down for 5, 4, 3. Push the knees away. 2, 1. Curl the tailbone up to the ceiling and slowly come down. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Hips touch at the end. So it's like uncoiling the spine. Second set. Actually, wait. Bring your right leg up over your left knee. I'm gonna throw in a little figure 4, line up. Right knee, push towards the front wall. So you feel the opening through the hip and the AT band. That might be a lot, so hold it right there if you need to. Some of you, if you're ready, reach the hands through. You can grab underneath the knee, step 1, or on top of the knee, interlace the fingers, and gently pull the left knee towards you. Can you bring the head back down to the floor? Shoulders back down to the floor. Pull the knee in. Keep the foot flexed slightly. Feel the stretch, the opening through the right hip and the right glute. Stretch the top of your head away from your tailbone. And make sure you're breathing. Pull down one little extra anything. Then release the grip, but keep your foot there. Left foot on the floor again. From here, add a little twist. Slowly let the right foot drop over to your left. If you can, sole of the foot on the floor. A little bit of twist down the right side body. Turn your head, look over your right shoulder, look past your right fingertips. Slowly change. Come back up. Untwist the legs. Back to the center. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Round 2. Legs up in the air. Spread the toes wide. This time, straddle leg abdominals. Open the legs wide. Take a deep breath. Press your lower back into the mat. Exhale and lift your shoulders up off the floor. Push the balls of the feet away from each other. Curl the tailbone up. Pull the lower belly down. Elbows up to the ceiling. Inhale, come back down. Hold the breath. Press your lower back down. Exhale, lift your shoulders up. Elbows all the way up as high as you can. Curl the tailbone up higher. Press the balls of the feet out. Spread the toes wide and pull your belly down. Inhale, come back down, hold the breath. Press your lower back down. Exhale, lift your shoulders up. Elbows up to the ceiling. Yeah, it's almost like you're coming through the legs. Push the feet out wide. Curl the tailbone up off the mat. Pull the lower belly down. Inhale, come back down, hold the breath. One more. Exhale, lift your shoulders up. Send the elbows high. Push the balls of the feet out. Spread the toes. Curl tailbone up even higher. Pull lower belly down. Inhale, come back down. Bend your knees. Back to your bridge. Walk the feet in. So when you reach down, ideally the tips of your fingers lightly brush your heels. Take in a deep breath. Push your hips up to the ceiling. Spread the toes. Press the balls of the feet down. Curl the tailbone up. Shoulders, back of the head press into the floor. Hips up to the ceiling as high as you can. Eyes closed. Jaw relaxed. Nice, Mia. Press the balls of your feet down. Feel the inner thighs press in towards each other. Make sure the knees don't spread out too wide. Inhale, hips up. Activate the glutes. Exhale, push the knees away. Close your eyes, relax your jaw. Tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Hold here for 5. How is your breathing? 4. Active feet, spread the toes. 3. Push the hips up again. 2. Knees to the front wall. 1. Curl the tailbone up. Slowly, shoulder blades, upper back, middle back, lower back, hips, tailbone touch at the very end. Hug your knees up to your chest, wrap your arms over your legs. Roll around front to back, side to side, whatever you need. Then put the feet back down. Other side, hook your left foot over the right knee. If it's a lot, just hold it there. If you can go further, reach the hands through, grab underneath the knee, interlace the fingers, or grab over the knee, the shin, and start to pull the leg, the knee in towards you. Let the head, the shoulders come back down to the mat. Stretch the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Hold it there. Keep the left foot a little bit flexed, protecting the knee. If you can, push the left knee closer towards the front wall, front mirror. Externally rotating the hip. Stretching out some of those tight muscles. Hug the leg in one more. And change, put the foot back down, arms out to the sides. Slowly bring your left foot over and down to touch the floor. Look over your left shoulder. Breathe into the left side body. These look great. Take your time, make your way back to the center. Wrap the arms over the legs. One more little hug. And then when you're ready, you can either roll to the side, make your way up to a seat, or just zoop, roll forward. Put the hands on the floor. Step back to tabletop. Couple cat-cows just to get the spine moving. Inhale. Drop the belly down, lift your chest and look up to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck the chin, push the floor away. Inhale, belly down, chest up. Exhale, round. As much as you can. Feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. Inhale, belly down, chest up. Exhale, curl in even tighter. One more. Inhale. Pull the breastbone through. Look up as high as possible. Exhale as you push. Feel the back of the neck, the shoulders, the whole spine open and stretch. Back to neutral. Stretch the right hand forward. Left leg back. Eyes on the floor, just in front of the fingertips. Top of the head towards the front wall. You can hold it right there. Balance for a little extra challenge. Bend your knee, reach your right hand back, and see if you can grab your left foot. Kick the foot into the hand. Just play with it. Nothing serious. See where you can go today. Release. Back to part one. Stretch the fingertips away from toes. And then hand and foot down. Switch. Left hand stretch forward. Right leg straight back to the wall behind you. Stretch fingers away from toes. Eyes focused one spot. Belly into balance. And if you did it on the first side, try again. Reach back, grab the foot. Kick the foot into the left hand. Balance there. Switch. Back to part one. Left hand forward, right toes back. And then change. Hands and feet down. Hook your toes under. Straighten your legs. Come up to your first downward facing dog. And walk it around a few times. Bend the knees, shake out your legs, roll out your neck, whatever you need to get comfy. Little inversion, head below the heart. Using your arms to support your body weight. So, if you're not used to it, it can be a little bit interesting. Start to make your way back to stillness. And make sure that the fingers aren't gripping too much, that you're using the ball of your hand to press into the floor. Turn your elbows back towards the wall behind you and push the floor away. Yeah. Shoulders strong, supporting you. Let your neck relax, let your head hang heavy. You can even nod your head yes, no a couple of times. Try to get rid of all the tension in your neck. Push your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Let the heels sink down towards the floor. Slow your breathing down. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Chin forward. From your down dog, inhale, shift forward to plank. Pull the belly in. You can always come down to your knees if you need to. Hold it here. Top of the head towards the front wall. Jaw relaxed. Try to keep the hips in line with the rest of the body. Don't let them stick up. Breathe calm for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's only a plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your elbows. Come all the way down. See, nobody exploded. I think. Look around the room and check. Low cobra. Hands on the floor in front of you. Palms facing down. Make sure your elbows are just past your shoulders. And take a deep breath. Lift your elbows tiny bit off the floor. Then use your hands to help pull your chest forward. It's like you're pulling the floor towards you. Traction through the lower spine. The elbows stay lifted. Shoulders down away from the ears. Lift your chest up. Hold it there. Feet pressed down. Pull the breastbone forward. Inhale. Lift the chest. Exhale, let the head hang back. Eyes open or closed, whatever you prefer. Just hold it there. Tractioning, lengthening the lower spine with a back bend. Breathing calm. Change. Lower back down. Hands under your shoulders. Push back to child's pose. Forehead on the floor. And hold it there. Feel the weight, forehead pressing into floor. Connecting, third eye grounding. Sometimes our mind gets a little bit crazy, focusing on so many things, jumping around, multitasking. Using this class, using these postures to focus on just right here. Feel that connection, forehead pressing into the floor. Be present. Hook your toes under. Straighten your legs. Come back to down dog. Deep inhale. Push into the floor. Wrap the shoulders. Turn the triceps back. Heels pressed down to the floor. Neck relaxed. Chin forward. Inhale. Step your feet between the hands. Half lift. Push the top of the head away from the tailbone. And exhale, forward fold. Hang down over the legs. For this forward fold, Uttanasana, a couple options. You can open the feet, bend the knees slightly, and just hang. Maybe if that feels good, you can grab your elbows, let gravity assist you in the stretch. If you want a little extra, keep the feet together, wrap your arms behind your legs, grab your elbows. Good, nice, Peter. Little extra, you can reach down and grab your heels. Use your arms to help stretch, lengthen the spine. Good. Stretch the body down. One day, top of the head touching the feet. Just think of it. If you're holding on, release the grip. Heel toe the feet back together. Bend your knees slightly. Inhale, roll up the spine. One vertebra at a time. Head comes up last. Bring your hands to prayer. Just for fun, practice the lotus mudra. Keep the thumb and the little finger touching and spread the other fingers wide. The lotus flower grows in sort of the muck and dirt of the swamp, but its stem reaches up over it and it becomes this beautiful flower over top of all that nasty stuff. Sort of in this world, but not of it. Hands back to prayer. Inhale, circle the arms out, up, over the head. Palms touch. Exhale, fold forward. Hands touch the floor in front of you. Inhale, half lift. Stretch the crown of your head away. Exhale, step back to plank. Bend your elbows, come all the way down to the ground. Cobra, point your toes behind you. Inhale, peel your upper body off the floor. Feel the squeeze in the lower back, chest up. Elbows in and down, shoulders away from the ears. Pull the breastbone forward and lift it. Just like low cobra, this time the hands give a little assist. Find the lower back, eyes up. Squeeze your glutes, chest up. Look for something new on the ceiling, lift. Change. Come back down. Push back to child's pose. Forehead on the floor. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Hook your toes under. Straighten your legs, come to down dog. Let the head hang, wrap the shoulders. Little adjustments if you need them. You may have to adjust the feet a little bit, adjust the hands a little bit. Just make sure you come back to stillness and let the head hang. Push the tailbone up to the ceiling. Feel the stretch down the back of your legs. Heels over time, sinking closer and closer to the floor. It's good, Christy. Chin forward. Inhale, step the feet forward to the hands, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms out, up, over the head, look up past your thumbs. Exhale, hands back to prayer. Good. From here, bring the left hand to the hip. Right hand, reach down. Hook your big toe with your index and middle fingers. Take a deep breath. That might be as far as you go today. Just hold on to the big toe for your dear life. Left leg straight, just balance there. If you have the balance, try to kick the right heel forward. Kick the foot into the hand. Chest up. Toes flex back towards you. Right leg slowly off to the right. Left hand reach out, chin over the left shoulder. Look past your thumb. And change. Hand and foot come back to center. Here's where it gets tricky. Without letting your foot touch the floor, just sweep the right leg straight back and come to warrior 3. Hands can be wherever. You can stretch the hands forward, hands by your sides, whatever you like. Flex the back foot and stretch the heel back away from the top of your head, stretching forward. Long spine. Big toe pressed down. Yeah, thigh contracted. Hold it there. Crescent lunge. Put the right foot down as you bend your left knee. Inhale, arms up over the head. Hips low. Back legs solid. Stretch the fingertips up. Good. Really bend the left knee, sit down. You can hold it right here, or if you like, add a back bend. Interlace the fingers, Kali Mudra. Bring the head back. Stretch the fingers up to the ceiling. Start to pull the arms back. Reach for the wall behind you. Chest lifted, fingertips push away from the face, head back. What are you looking at? Eyes back. And then try to point to whatever it is you're looking at. Arms back, one more. Push the fingers away. Change, come back up to the top. Straighten both legs. You can bring the back foot in just a couple of inches. Belly in, stretch up. And then fold forward, hands right next to your foot. Touch your forehead to your left shin. Pyramid fold. Flatten your body along your leg, which might sound crazy to your body. Back of your left leg, hamstring, hip talking to you. Great. Hold it there. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Inhale, come up halfway. Stretch the top of the head away from the tailbone. And then here, press your inner thighs together. Try to square the hips so they're even with the floor. From there, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward again. This time, think top of the head or forehead to your ankle bone. Stomach on thigh. Base of the rib cage, stretch past your knee. Head down, forehead to your shin, forehead to your ankle. Long spine. Release, inhale, half lift. Step your left foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, send your left leg way up to the ceiling. Three-legged dog. Bend your knee. Bring your foot all the way over the right shoulder, past it, towards the right side, the orange wall, right side of the room. Keep your left shoulder down so the two shoulders are level. Good, good adjustments. Feel the stretch all the way up the left side of your body from the hand pressing down through the shoulder, through the hip, all the way to the bent knee, all the way to your toes. And circle the knee a little bit if you like, or just hold it there, feel the stretch. Push the floor away. Good. Inhale, straighten the leg. Another tricky move. As you exhale, bend the knee and swing it through to fallen triangle. Right hand stretch away from left foot. Good. Very nice. Change. Come back to center. Back to your down dog. Deep inhale. Push the floor away. Hips up to the ceiling. Let the head hang. Some of you might like to do a vinyasa here. That's great. Otherwise, just hold your down dog. Heels press down. Tailbone push up. Move with your breath. No friction in the back of the throat, helping to warm up the body, helping to calm down the nerves. Chin forward. Inhale, step your feet forward to your hands, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms out, up, over the head. Look up past your thumbs. Exhale, hands to prayer. Take a breath. Good. Other side. Right hand on the hip, grab the big toe. Balance right there. Chest up, belly in, right leg straight. If you can, kick the left heel forward. Extra balance. Swing the leg all the way out to the left. Right hand stretch out and chin over the right shoulder. Look past your thumb. Can you line up your nose with your thumb? Back to center. Hand and foot back to center. Without letting your foot touch the floor, swing it back through to warrior 3. Keep the foot flexed. Top of the head stretch away from heel. Hands back by your sides or hands forward, whichever is good for you. Yeah, bring the body down. Can you get it like a capital letter T? One more, chest down. Flex your foot. One more, leg up. Release. Put the foot down. Bend the right knee and sweep the arms all the way over the head. Crescent. Bend the right knee and sit down. Keep the back leg solid, palms face each other. 1 point focus in the mirror. Smile. Hold it here, or if you like, add the back bend. Interlace the fingers, release the index, thumbs crossed, bring your head back. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, start to reach for the back wall. Either way, just holding it in the crescent or adding the back bend, thigh is probably starting to talk to you. That's okay. Just notice it. Slow your breathing down. Calm under pressure. Reach back one more. Inhale, come back up to the top. Straighten both legs. Slide the back foot in a couple of inches, back toes pointing out. Slowly fold forward, come down, pyramid fold. Hands next to the foot. Touch your forehead to your right shin. Hold it there. Let the head hang. Lay the body flat over the leg. If that's not quite happening, that's okay, that's normal. Maybe a little rounded in the spine, maybe they're not quite totally touching. Just notice where you are right now. Keep the breath calm. Inhale, half lift. Stretch the top of the head away from the tailbone. Squeeze the inner thighs closer together. Square the hips to the floor. So left hip might come down a little bit extra. That's okay. 2 hips in one line. Exhale, stretch, lengthen, stomach on the thigh. Base of the rib cage to the knee. Bring the whole body down. Forehead to your shin. Forehead to your ankle over time. How's your breath? Tune back into the breathing, that rasping sound in the back of your throat. Can you turn it up a notch? Make sure you can hear it. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the right foot back to down dog. Then right leg high. Bend the knee, three-legged dog. Keep the right shoulder down. Let the knee wing off to the left side of the room. Point your toes over towards the side mirror. Past the left edge of your mat. Right shoulder down, a tiny bit more, Naomi. Two shoulders level. Feel the stretch all the way up the right side from the wrist pressing down, all the way up through the hip, through the thigh. Circle the leg a couple times if you like. Just open up the hip joint. Then inhale, straighten the leg back to the three-legged dog. Exhale, swing it through to fallen triangle. Left hand, stretch away from right foot. Change. Back to down dog. Push the floor away. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. From here, walk the hands back to your feet. Little dangle. Let the head hang. Feet hip-width distance. Grab your big toes with your index and middle fingers. Hook the big toes. Then inhale, half lift. Pull on the toes and lengthen your spine. Stretch the crown of your head away from the tailbone. Exhale, pull on the toes, stretch your body down from the hips, from the tailbone, all the way to the crown of your head. Relax your neck, let your head hang. Go a little wider step, Naomi. Make room for the hips. Press balls of the feet down. Push hips up to the ceiling. Elbows out. Make a diamond shape with your arms, even wider, straight out to the sides. Shoulders away from ears. Press balls of the feet down. Push hips up to the ceiling. Pull on the toes. Hold it there. How is your breath? Slow it down. Inhale, half lift. Padahastasana, step on the palms of your hands. Walk your toes all the way up to your wrists. Exhale, bend your elbows, lengthen. Stretch your body down, shoulders away from ears. Just like the big toe, this time it's a little bit extra stretch. Hands all the way under the feet. Press the feet down into the hands. Press your fingers up into the soles of your feet. A little resistance there to help open the back of the legs, to help stretch through the spine. Push collarbone down, lengthen one more. Inhale, half lift, release the hands. Exhale, fold forward, let the head hang. Heel toe your feet all the way back together. Bend the knees slightly. Inhale, sweep the fingertips across the floor and arms up over the head. Chair pose. Pull belly in. Shift the weight back into the heels. If you glance down, you should be able to see the tips of your toes over your knees. Bend the knees, sit lower, stretch the fingertips high. And smile. Deep inhale, relax your jaw. Deep exhale, bring your hands to prayer. Twist to the right. Hook your left elbow over your knee. Press the elbow into the thigh. Turn, look to the right side of the room. If you like, look up to the ceiling. You can hold it there in the twist. If you have it in your practice and you like to do a little arm balance here, you can put the hands on the floor next to you, bend the elbows, and do a little side crow. Otherwise, just hold the twist. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Back to your twist. And then everybody together, release. Inhale, arms over the head. Exhale, twist to the left. Hook your right elbow over your knee. Palms together. Look to the side. Look up to the ceiling. A little burning in the thighs, good for you. Slow your breathing down. Add the arm balance if you like. Hands down. Shift the weight, bend the elbows. Make a little seat for yourself. Feet lift up off the floor. Change. Put the feet back down. Right back into the twist. Everybody meet the same spot. Then inhale, arms up over the head, stretch up, bend the knees, shift the weight back into the heels without the thighs exploding. Straighten the legs, hands to prayer. Take a breath. Inhale, circle the arms up over the head, look up past your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold, hands down to the floor. Inhale, half lift, stretch the crown of the head away. Exhale, step back to your down dog. Hold it. Let the head hang. Yeah, do a vinyasa if you like. Otherwise, just hold the down dog. Slow the breathing down. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, bend your elbows lower down to the floor. Walk the hands back under the shoulders, feet together. Inhale, lift up for cobra, chest up. Look up to the ceiling, everybody lift. Exhale, lower back down. Open the legs out wide. Walk the hands back another inch or two. Full cobra, inhale, peel the body off the floor, come up as high as you can. Bend your elbows, lift your chest, and look way, way back. If you're ready, bend your knees and touch your feet to your head. If that sounds crazy, just go as far as you can. Maybe you start to bend your knees and you're like, I just felt something cramp. Cool. Play with that. What is that crazy feeling? What is that crazy feeling? No, just kidding, change. Come back down. Walk the hands, feet back in. Push back to child's pose. Forehead on the floor. Walk your hands in. Come up to a seated position. And then stand up on your knees. You gotta do a camel pose. Hands on your lower back. Thumbs point out to the sides. Fingers are straight down. Lift the chest up. Slowly bring your head back. Just as far as you can. Hands really support the lower back. Point the tailbone down. Push your hips forward. And look back as far as possible. Eyes back. Relax your jaw and just breathe when you're back there. If you're back and it feels good, go for it, grab your heels. Otherwise, just stay where you are. If you get to the point where you can't breathe, it's too far. It's a slow flow of postures, but it's also a constant slow flow of your breath. And if the breath isn't moving, if the energy isn't flowing, we've lost it. We've lost the point somewhere along the way. Eyes back one more. If you're already back there, just look back for something new behind you. Take your time. Hands to lower back. Slowly come back up to the top. Sit your hips down on the heels. Bring the knees together. Right hand, stretch up. Cross it over to your left knee. Left hand on the ground behind you and just do a little twist. Look back over your shoulder, like you're taking a glamour shot. Maybe give yourself a wink in the back window. Oh, hello. Change back to center, left arm stretch up. Reach, grab the right knee. Right hand on the floor behind you, look over the shoulder, twist. Back to center. One more time. One more time. Hands to your lower back. Up on the knees, chest up. Slowly go back. If you've got the hands on the feet, push the palms down into the heels and simultaneously push the chest up. Feel the chest and the shoulders, the breastbone, everything start to stretch and open. Draw your eye gaze back wherever you are. Eyes back one more. How is your breathing? Take your time. Hands back to your spine. Come back up. Sit your hips down on your heels. Hands next to your knees. Round in, touch your forehead to your knees as close as you can. Just curl it in as tight as you can. Use your hands a little bit to create pressure. And slide the forehead up one more higher. Maybe it's above the kneecaps, up on the thighs. Yeah. Just waking up the spine, moving it both directions. Slowly uncoil, come back up. Both hands on the floor. Step back to your down dog. Push the floor away. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Chin forward. Inhale. Step or hop forward to a seated position. Yeah. Just cross the legs and straighten the legs out in front of you for Paschimottanasana stretching. Grab your big toes. Inhale, lift, pull, stretch your body forward, come down. Don't jam into it. Treat yourself nicely as you come down. Lengthen. Use your breath to create space. Elbows out, elbows forward. Lay the body flat over the legs. Eyes forward the whole time. Breathing calm. Reach, grab the outside of the right foot, outside of the left foot. Flex, pull the little toes back towards you. One more inhale, lengthen. Then exhale, lay the whole body flat. Flat over the legs, no gap. The hands are there to keep the feet flexed. moving energy, opening up nerves all along the backside of the body. Stuff will talk to you here. It's okay. Release the grip. Hands outside the legs, and slowly use your hands to walk yourself back up the spine. Head comes up last. Open the legs out wide for straddle. Feet flexed, hands on the floor in front of you. Walk the hands forward, come down. As much as you can. Doesn't have to be all the way. Doesn't even have to be a lot. Maybe hands are just on the floor in front of you and you're hanging out. Push the heels out, flex the feet. So you feel the stretch down the inside and even the back of your legs. This one takes time. Consistent practice over time to really start to make a change. But I've seen it happen in a lot of you, or it's happening. If you're willing to put the time in, put the practice in, the body will open. Walk your hands back in. Use your hands to bring the legs back together. Soles of the feet touch. Interlace your fingers over the little toes. Baddha Konasana. Let the knees fall wide. Inhale, lift the chest, and then take the bottom ribs and stretch them forward to try to hook over the big toes. So no round in the spine this time, just lengthen. Chest forward. Chin forward, elbows press down lightly into the thighs. Lengthen the spine and try to touch the belly button to the feet. Good. Release. Take your time, come back up. Use the hands, bring the knees back together, then lay on your back. Roll onto the back. Arms over the legs, give yourself a little hug. Arms out to the sides, let your knees hang to the right. Head to the left, recline the spine twist. Left ear, left cheekbone down towards the floor. Palms face down, little rotation in the shoulders, and then push the hands out away from each other. Any fancy variation you like to do here, you're welcome to, or just stay here. Let the spine reset itself. Change back to the center. Arms over the legs. Little squeeze, hug the knees into the chest. Then arms out to the sides, knees to the left, head to the right. Palms down, fingers push away. Right ear, right cheekbone down towards the floor. Just breathe. Change back to the center. Bring the knees up to the chest. This time, open the legs, feet up towards the ceiling, reach up to grab the big toes for happy baby. If you like, you can grab the inside arch of the foot or even the heel. Gently pull the knees down. Feet stay flexed. Top of the head, stretch away from the tailbone. You can hold it there, or straighten the legs, kick the heels out to the side. Big toes down towards the floor. Keep the hips down. The tailbone stays on the mat. Top of the head, stretch away from tailbone. So the whole spine is flattening, lengthening along the floor. Straighten the legs. Bring the feet back to center. So the legs are straight up towards the ceiling. From here, we'll just rock and roll a couple of times. Feet over the head to the floor, and then roll towards the mirror. And if you can, you'll rock and roll up to a seated position. If you have to let go of the feet to get there, that's fine. Balance there. Feet stay flexed. Keep the feet where they are. Release the grip. Palms face up to the ceiling, chest up. Hold it there for 5, 4, breastbone lifted. 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2. Just off the floor. 1. Lower down. Arms and legs fall wide. Close your eyes. Let your body sink into the mat. Slow your breathing down. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Oh Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Oh Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, oh Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, oh Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting in Sanskrit or in some of these ancient languages. A lot of these songs are calling out to the divine feminine, the divine masculine. Really, at the end of the day, it's calling out for connection between all of us, everything, everyone. Take your time coming back into your body. When you're ready, roll up to a seated position. I'm going to finish class with just a couple of ohms. If you'd like to join, you can. Feel free. Taking a deep inhale. Another deep inhale. One more. Deep inhale. Beautiful class, everyone. Thanks for being here today. Any questions? I'll be right outside on the way out. Have an amazing rest of your day. Namaste. Zoomers, have a great one. We'll see you again soon.